and welcome to one more episode of the series Yoga Poses Explained. Today we're going to experience mountain pose together. So mountain pose might look very easy as we are just standing, but in fact there's quite a few things to think about when practicing this pose. Mountain pose is a pose to feel grounded, to feel stable, connected to earth. So I very much like to practice this in the beginning of a class, but it could also be anywhere in the middle or in the end. So first of all, we need a very stable ground for the feet. The feet should be about hip width apart and parallel. What helps quite well to balance the feet is to lift up the toes one time and then slowly let them back down on the mat, so you really feel the grip with every single toe on the mat. Then when we're going further up, the knees should be slightly activated. So if you're looking at my knees, the knee discs are pulled up in this position, and if you look again now, they would be released. So when we're pulling up the knee discs, we automatically have a very stable position of the legs, and they are activated. The hips are in a neutral position, so the hip bones should both be facing forward and not somewhere unstable. We can pull in the belly a little bit, but in fact we don't have to do this actively, because in mountain pose we are activating the pelvic floor, the Mula Bandha, so this automatically draws in the belly a little bit. Other than that, we have a stable posture of our core, and this also contains the shoulders that are slightly drawn to the back. It helps to roll the shoulders one time and then keep them in the back. The hands, especially the palms, are facing forward, and here it helps to think about a light, for example, as if the palms were receiving light from somewhere. So this makes you automatically spread your fingers and also lift up the chin a little bit. So in this pose, it's very nice to bring the attention to the breath, for example, to just stay in a very, very powerful posture. It looks very easy, but in fact we need quite a lot of muscles to stand in mountain pose. The feet are activated first of all, and as I said, if you're pulling up the knee discs or at least activating the knees, this requires quite a lot of strength, otherwise we would be standing like this. So seen from the side, it's important that we don't press our chest to the front. So basically the spine is in a neutral position, starting from the pelvis all the way up to the shoulders. There are no counterindications that I know in the mountain pose. The only thing I could think of is if someone has problems with the feet or with the knees. In that case, it would be perfectly okay to practice the pose on a chair, just sitting on the edge of the chair and focusing a bit more on the upper body. Other than that, there are no major counterindications, and this is a pose that everyone can practice from the very beginning. I very much like mountain pose because it's a pose that is very well suited for grounding. So I like to have it in the beginning of the class to arrive and, symbolically speaking, to also arrive on the mat. This is something very nice to practice if you have your mat with you and you are in an unknown environment, for example in a hotel room or somewhere in the office. I like to begin with mountain pose because if we close our eyes in mountain pose, we can immediately feel a very strong connection to the mat, to wherever we are. So this is a nice way to cut off from anything around us and really focus on the yoga practice. So if you have any questions about mountain pose, write it in the comment section down below, or if you have any requests for the next video, I'm happy to show the next pose that you choose. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope to see you soon again. Thank you and namaste.